I think it's important to separate the testing of theories, which the LSE excels at and often gets a lot of attention. Evidence, we want our policies to be evidence-based, and by evidence people mean data. But really the first step is thinking things through. What I like to do in my teaching on development is frame the lectures. They're not really lectures, they're guided conversations, but frame them around silver bullets or cure-alls for development. So some people think the solution to development, it's about institutions. We need better institutions. And then the next week, it might be education is the solution. No, it's political decentralization is the solution. It's healthcare is the solution. And we go one after another. And by the end of it, what they get is that there are debates out there. There's not a clear answer, and they learn how to think about those different silver bullets. They're not afraid to challenge them. I'm a huge espresso drinker. I care passionately, almost as much as I care about political science, I care strongly about good espresso. But there is always this question, should you get the fair trade? Should you pay extra for the fair trade, the fair trade beans? It always costs more. The assumption most people have is fair trade is good. And how can it be better to buy unfair coffee? But to get the certification, fair trade that label doesn't fall from the sky. Developing countries that are able to fill out all the paperwork and have all the government bureaucracy meet the standards tend to be countries that are already pretty well governed and pretty rich. I can't tell you which coffee to buy, but I would be skeptical that because coffee beans are labeled fair, that they are necessarily made by workers who are well treated. There could be some corruption that goes on, and more important, I mean, I don't want to besmirch the whole fair trade industry. There could be workers who are much more needy. Coffee from countries in sub-Saharan Africa that don't have that governance capability, their coffee beans might well be better. I think they are better, but they can't fill out the paperwork, so their coffee is unfair. We are not as class diverse as we could be, or should be. And the problem there is it's just about the money. We need bursaries, we need scholarships, we need those to be funded. You can take a page out of the playbook of the Premier League in football. They don't just wait for good football players from around the world to to apply to the Prem. They actively seek out really talented students. A lot of these students don't know that they can't afford the LSE with the help that we offer. They may also not have exactly the right skill set at this point because they've never had that cultivated. They've never been encouraged to develop those skills. But once they get here, they're learning, I mean, they are quick studies and they excel. So the key is find those students and then give them the special, if they're missing something in their portfolio, we can provide that through summer school, through special tutoring, and they take off. It's beautiful. I'm in the International Development Department. We're interdisciplinary. To say interdisciplinary makes it sound like a love-in. Oh, we have all these different disciplines and we all somehow we mesh together into some sort of coherent whole. We don't mesh at all. We're constantly arguing, but that's why it's exciting. Everybody approaches things I approach things from a political science perspective, and I'm always pushing the political science line. I have economist colleagues who see things as economists do. I have anthropologist colleagues, sociologists. We're all over the place. And so it's not one monkey that embodies our department. It's a monkey cage. So we all love each other, but we're constantly fighting.